I recently returned home from my King's retreat in the mountains, and as I continue to integrate what those days taught me, one moment keeps echoing in my mind. It's the first time I saw them. Huge, silent, unmoving. And in that instant, something shifted. Tears came to my eyes. It wasn't the size that stunned me. It was the presence. You see, a mountain isn't just rock and snow. It's layers of history, hidden roots, and an immense, quiet strength that doesn't ask to be seen. It simply is. As I stood there breathing in the stillness, it hit me. The mountain isn't separate from us. The mountain is us. Every scar on its surface, a mirror of our own. Every storm it's endured, a reflection of the ones we've survived. Every layer beneath the soil, a chapter of who we've become. You know, we've been taught to live on the surface, to mistake muscle for strength, noise for leadership, image for truth. But real strength doesn't live up here in your chest, in how loud or confident you sound. It lives deeper in your gut, in the place that steadies when everything else shakes. It lives in the layers you've buried, in the storms you've weathered, in the pain you've faced, and in the promises you kept when no one was watching. The quiet you carry there, that's your real strength. Because we all face hardship, heartache, loss. But it's how you meet those challenges that ultimately define you as a man. Until you face those layers, you can't be truly grounded. You can't be unshakable. And in that moment, I understood why I was there. To go deeper. To remember. One morning on my yoga mat, overlooking the peaks, I heard a phrase that landed deep within. It's an incredibly beautiful and poignant old Taoist saying, which goes like this: the wise retreat to the mountains, not to escape life, but to see it more clearly. Those words resonated with me on a soul level. Because that's what the mountain does. It strips away the noise, it holds up the mirror, brings you back to what's real. You don't go to the mountains to hide. You go there to remember, to hear truth again. Not in words, but in silence. Because silence has a sound, and that sound is you coming home to yourself. Every man climbs a mountain in his own way. Some chase the peak, trying to conquer it, to prove something to themselves or someone else. Others wander aimlessly, hoping they'll stumble upon meaning. I've tried both and failed. But there is another path, the quiet one, the path of the grounded man. The man who climbs not to rise above others, but to rise within himself. He doesn't rush, he doesn't grasp, he moves with the mountain, not against it. Because the truth is this: the mountain doesn't care if you conquer it. It only asks, can you meet me as I am? That right there, that's life, brother. That's purpose. Not something you dominate, something you align with. We've been told that strength is about action. Push harder, grind longer, dominate, achieve. Society rewards movement, but often it fears stillness. I've learned through experience that true strength isn't the loudest voice in the room. It's the calmest nervous system. Stillness isn't weakness, it's readiness. It's command not of others, but of self. The boy confuses reaction with power. The man learns to hold his center. And the king, he knows that stillness isn't submission, it's strategy. Because when your mind is calm, your action is clean. You're not passive, you're precise. You don't stand still to let the world walk over you. You stand still to see it clearly, to choose your response instead of being dragged by impulse. The man who can be still in chaos doesn't lose his edge. He sharpens it. Because in that pause, he becomes unshakable. It's the ability to breathe through the storm without becoming it. You see, a grounded man doesn't need to prove his power. He embodies it. Quietly, consistently, without noise. Because the mountain doesn't announce its strength. It simply stands, unshakable, silent, presence. That's what true masculine leadership feels like. It's not loud, but inevitable. And truth be told, for those still chasing noise, stillness will always feel like a threat. Because real power doesn't need to perform. Just is. When the wise retreat, they don't disappear, they refine. Retreat isn't escape, it's recalibration. It's the moment the blacksmith cools the blade, not because it's weak, but because it's ready to be tempered into mastery. And this is why we retreat. To step out of the noise, to cleanse the nervous system of the constant demand to perform. To remember that life doesn't owe us anything. It simply invites us to participate with awareness. When you slow down, you start to see again. The sky, the breath, the beauty in the simple things. Sunrise, a bird's flight, a child's laugh, a loved one's voice. All sacred when seen clearly. Because the moment you stop racing, you realize everything you were running toward was trying to meet you halfway the whole time. There's a point on every man's journey where the warrior becomes the sage, where the fire softens into light, when the roar becomes a breath. You start realizing you're not here to dominate the world. You're here to align with it. And the more aligned you become, the less you need to speak. Because presence becomes your language. A king who's found peace within doesn't need to chase love or leadership. He lives his truth, safe in the knowledge that what's aligned with him will meet him halfway. He stands like the mountain, rooted, open, unmoved. And when the storms come, which they inevitably will, he doesn't fight the wind. He simply bends with it. Because that's not weakness. That's wisdom. When you return home from the mountain, you carry its silence with you. You speak less, but every word lands with weight. You move slower, but every step builds momentum. You give more from overflow, not depletion. This is the grounded masculine, not performing power, but embodying peace. Not chasing meaning, but living it. Because the wise don't need the world to slow down for them to find stillness. They become the stillness inside the storm. So wherever you are right now in your work, your relationship, your journey, maybe this is your mountain. Not something to conquer, something to meet. So step back, breathe, listen. You'll find that peace you've been chasing was never at the summit. It's been waiting for you, right here at your center. Because a grounded man doesn't need to escape life to find clarity. He simply learns to see it more clearly. The mountain doesn't rush, and neither do you. Most men drift, kings don't. We rise, and then we become still. Till the next one, my friend, stay rooted